Trying to bring in John Santucci, one of our White House producers. John, what are you learning from inside the White House right now?
Inside the White House, George, it's relatively quiet. It's calm. I'm told the president has been bouncing between the Oval and his private dining room, which is just off from the Oval Office, watching coverage today. There's been a small number of aides that have seen the president in person. They include Mark Meadows, the chief of staff, Pat Cipollone, the White House counsel, and Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter and senior advisor. They had been lobbying him all day to get out and do something. That was, of course, that video message that we saw he released earlier on Twitter. But, George, the White House has been getting calls, from my understanding, all afternoon from members up on Capitol Hill. The president not taking many of those calls, but his staffers, the few that remain, are, all of them saying the same thing, George. He needs to get out there, needs to do more. Even after that Twitter video message, which some said was at least something, they still believe, those callers, needs more to be done. As far as the building itself, we've been reporting on this, George, as you know, for the last several weeks. The number of people physically in the building has decreased. It's people that have slowly left, slowly transitioned out. I am told that many people did not physically go to work today because they were fearful of two things. One, the violence that they expected to break out, which obviously we've been covering all day, but also the rage of the president, who has been railing against the vice president and many others in his senior staff over the last several days. The other part, too, George, that we need to remember, and a source pointed this out to me as well, is that the beginning of this week, it started the new year, started the new Congress. It also started the transition. There are staffers in the White House that have already begun the offboarding process. They are slowly turning over their government phones and computers because come January 20th, George, as you know, they're not going to be government employees.
John, you may not be able to answer this, but you know the president well. You've covered him closely for the last 5 years plus. Do you have any sense that any of this is seeping in, that he understands what has happened, that he understands he needs to do more?
George, and it's a little close to 6 years, as we know, to be honest. But as what one person said to me, which spoke volumes, and this is from a person I've known since the beginning, the president is still in the denial phase of the grief process. He has not accepted the fact he has lost. He cannot understand it. He cannot fathom it, and thus cannot move forward. There are people, George, that around him are trying to make the necessary preparations for what happens next. He's got to go somewhere. Does he go down to Mar-a-Lago? Do they do some type of an event to thank staff? How does he leave the White House? Does he greet President-elect Joe Biden on January 20th? Two people said to me just days ago that no one can approach him about the January 20th, what do we do conversation. He's just not there yet.
Well, that's just crazy. Okay, John Santucci, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.